guys, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to film today's video because I actually went on Amazon and I bought a lot of books. So in total I actually bought 25. Basically this is how it happened. So I logged into Amazon, I was adding like a few to my basket, and then I felt like I couldn't physically stop, and within like 5 minutes the numbers were going up, and eventually we actually ended up with 25 books. My book buying addiction is getting worse and worse. I don't know how to stop buying books, but then I also don't know how to stop saying, well, it could be worse things that I could be buying, so you know, they're just books at the end of the day. It's not a bad thing. So in this haul, there will be a mix of fantasies and thrillers and dark romance. Mainly dark romance. I am in like a huge dark romance era at the moment, so a lot of these are dark romance. The first book that I bought, which I was really excited for, is Hunting Adeline. Now this is book 2 to the Cat and Mouse duet. I have read Haunting Adeline and I absolutely loved it. I rated it 5 stars. I thought it was absolute cinema. I love that book. For some reason I read Haunting Adeline, I want to say around 2 years ago, and I never actually read the second book, and I don't know why, because everybody says that the second book is like really good. So I think it might need a reread. I think I'll have to reread it and then jump into the second book, which I'm really excited for. So the next 2 books that I bought, because these are part of a series, I got Ruthless Fae, which is book 2 of the Zodiac Academy series. Can we just talk about how expensive these paperbacks are? These range from around £14 to £25 each, and I just think that's absolutely insane. And then I also bought book 3, which is called The Reckoning. I have read book 1, that was one of my most recent reads, and I really enjoyed it. I have heard the series gets better as you go along, so I'm really excited to read more about these characters and see how this series kind of unfolds. This is meant to be really good, like this whole series. I see so many people talking about Zodiac Academy and I want to be part of that. So the next books that I bought was the Devil's Night series. I bought every single book. I have read Corrupt, but that was like 2 years ago, so I might have to do a reread of Corrupt and read all the rest. I've heard amazing things about Kill Switch and Nightfall. Really excited to read them. Yeah, I just fancied buying yet again another dark romance series because they just hit different. Then because I finished the Edge of Darkness trilogy, which I am absolutely obsessed with, Cade and Stacey have my heart, and I have to like low-key stop myself from crying when I think about that series and everything that it means to me, because it's just simply just god tier. It's simply just god tier. So of course I actually decided to buy the rest of her books, which are Psychotic Obsession. So this follows Tobias. Where did I get Tobias from? I don't know. This follows Tobias, which is Cade's dad. I simply have to read this. I feel like it was quite criminal that I read The Edge of Darkness without actually reading this. So, but I didn't really get any spoilers for this in The Edge of Darkness from what I can remember. So I'm going to jump into this soon, and I am so excited, and I just really want to jump back into that universe. Then of course we had to get some other Lee Rivers books. So I got the Web of Silence duet, Little Stranger. I have heard this is like a really quick, fun, sort of spicy dark romance. And then Little Liar, which actually this book's a little bit longer than, if I was to hold them next to each other, this book's like a bit longer than, almost double the amount of pages I think in this book. These I'm really excited for, just because Lee Rivers is an absolute iconic person because she wrote Edge of Darkness. so obviously these are probably going to hit as well. I have heard Edge of Darkness is like her best work so far, but I just know that I'm going to love these. I actually decided to buy some thrillers because I love thrillers as palette cleansers. I love being shocked by plot twists, anything like that I will devour. So the first one that I bought is No Exit by Taylor Adams. Now I have this on Kindle, but I never ended up reading it, so I thought I'll just buy the paperback and maybe that will inspire me to properly read this book. I have heard really good things. I think, yeah, that was it. So she's stranded because there's a blizzard and she notices that there's a little girl locked inside one of the parked cars outside of the, I think they spend like the night. They spend the night somewhere. She spends the night somewhere with strangers and she finds out that there's a little girl locked outside in one of the cars. So it's kind of like a whodunit, I suppose. Sounds really gripping, really fun. It's not too long, so I think this will be a really nice palette cleanser in between all of the dark romances and fantasies that we've got here. And then I decided to pick up 3 of Frida McFadden's books because they're just so like easy to get through and I find all of the plots really gripping. Firstly, I bought Do Not Disturb. I have heard mixed things about this, but then again I think I've heard mixed things about all of these. I just picked up the ones that were around £3 because on Amazon at the moment they are around £3, which I thought was really good, so I picked up 3 of them that were £3. By Frida McFadden I have read Ward D, I have read The Housemaid, and I have read The Inmate, so I'm really excited to read more. I bought One by One. This is one of the ones that I'm most excited for because it just seems like it's really up my street. So she takes a trip with her friends, I believe, and then they get lost in the woods. Oh yeah, and then one by one they start disappearing. I just think that's such like a, it just sounds so up my street, I don't really know. And then I decided to get The Locked Door, which was one of the other ones that was only £3 on Amazon at the moment. These are really short as well, like awfully short. Okay, this one's 300 pages, but I'm pretty sure this one's only like 250. Yeah, so this one's around 250. So I'll literally use these as palette cleansers and hopefully they give me some good plot twists. And then, now these covers, I just think that is like the prettiest cover that I've probably ever laid my eyes on. Like, why is it so perfect? I think it's the black with the red and the gold. I'm just so obsessed. Like, she's so pretty. So this is part of a dark fantasy romance series. Now, I have never read dark fantasy romance. I either read fantasy or dark romance at the moment. So I've never actually like mixed the two together. Obviously, I'm gonna fucking probably eat it up. I have heard amazing things about these books. Don't really know what they're about. There are only 2 rules to the game: stay alive and don't fall in love. Yeah, it's some sort of like survival game, I'm pretty sure. But the first book is called Phantasma, which is this beautiful red and gold one. And then we also have Enchantra. I can't say that word. I think I got it right though. Which this is so cute. I don't know what it is. I just love the covers on this. Also, I have to mention Amazon. You actually messed up my cover. It arrived like that and I was really upset because I was like, of course the book with the best cover comes ripped. Like, of course that would happen to me. And oh my god, I'm so excited to read this. I've only heard good things about this book, and that is Nocticadia, which is essentially a dark academia professor student book. I am so excited to read this. I haven't read much dark academia, if any, so this is going to be really new to me. And I mean, it's a dark romance. It's a bit of me at the end of the day. Look at that cover as well. That cover's so pretty. I love the butterflies on it. This is The Blackwood Institute. Now, this is a book that has 3 of the books in one. That's why she's so unbelievably chunky. I haven't heard much about this book. I think it is quite under the radar at the moment, and I don't know whether it always will be, but it is quite under the radar. So basically, this is about a institution where really dangerous people and criminals and basically the criminally insane live here, and it's a why choose romance. Yeah, that's right. So Brooklyn West, a convicted murderer and diagnosed schizophrenic, is given an offer she can't refuse. So she goes into this institute, and I'm guessing that she meets like a bunch of other people here, and it's going to be a why choose. Again, I've never read a why choose. I don't know how I'm going to feel about a why choose, because specifically like in love triangles and stuff, I always root for one character, so I think I'm going to find that hard. But if I'm being honest, I'm reading this not necessarily for the romance, but for I'm guessing there's going to be a lot of dark stuff and drama, like mental health rep in this, and I'm really excited to see how that's done. So the writing is tiny as well. Look at that writing. Oh my god, this is going to take me ages to get through, but I'm so excited. After reading the Legacy of God series by Rena Kent, I have officially said to myself that I'm going to try and get Rena Kent's entire backlist. Unfortunately, I couldn't get the parents' books for the Legacy of Gods because they were unavailable, but I did get the Deception trilogy, which I have heard really, really good things about. I've heard this is like one of her best trilogies. So we have Vow of Deception. I think these are Mafia, though I could be wrong, I think. And then we have Tempted by Deception, and then Consumed by Deception. I am so excited to get started with these. They're not even that long either. This one's 250 pages. So they're not really that long. And I have heard really good things about this trilogy specifically. So we actually have the last set of books. So here we have some more Rena Kent books, of course. I have bought her new hockey romance series, dark hockey romance series. Now, I forgot what this whole series was called, actually. Right, okay, so it's the Vipers series. I'm unsure whether there is more coming out or whether it's going to be a trilogy. I'm pretty sure that there is more coming out, but like, correct me if I'm wrong. But we have Beautiful Venom, which is book 1. Love these covers as well. Love them. Beautiful Venom, Tempting Venom, oh, that's the wrong one. Sweet Venom, which is book 2. That's really pretty. And then we have Tempting Venom, which is book 3. I believe one of these is MM. I think it might be this one. Yes, I think this one is the MM. And obviously they're all duo POV, which is just perfect as well. So that is the end of my book haul. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe and comment down below also as well which book that I should start reading. Which are the few books you think out of this haul that I should start reading first? I'm stuck. Like, I don't know what to start with or anything like that. So give me some ideas in the comments. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Bye.